everyone, Angela here from Atlanta Geek Girls, and I wanted to share a short book review with you today of Danielle Paige's Dorothy Must Die series. Now, I have a little warning for those of you that have not started the series, because when I started I thought it was a trilogy. I don't think it's a trilogy. Granted, I have no info that says otherwise, but I've read all the way through here, and I promise you it does not have an ending. But it's not really a spoiler. I promise plot points get solved, resolved. However, I got all the way through the end. I blew through them at the last 20 pages. I was like, oh, how is she gonna do it? And then she didn't. She added a whole nother string. So just don't go into it thinking that you're reading 3 books. You're probably reading more. These are only the main novels that I've got with me today. I've got Dorothy Must Die, The Wicked Will Rise, and The Yellow Brick War. I do not have the prequel novellas with me. She's got I want to say 7 or 8 of them now. They all seem to be prequels. They are not my solution I'm looking for at the end of this. So, oh well, I'm stuck waiting until we have an announcement. The series, though, is about The Wizard of Oz, obviously. It is a twist on The Wizard of Oz, kind of a darker twist. I wouldn't say give it to a middle schooler. It's definitely teen and up. There's a little bit of violence and language in there, so PG-13 for sure. That's the bookseller teachers in me coming out. But Amy Gum is a teenager living in Kansas, obviously, and she considers herself trailer trash, and everyone she goes to school with as well. Her nickname is Salvation Amy, and it's not really a nickname she picked. So she doesn't have a lot of friends. She's never really had a lot of friends. Her mother is kind of a deadbeat mother. They live in a trailer park. She's really not happy with her life. So one day she's home. Her mother ditches her in the middle of a tornado warning, goes to a bar for a tornado party, and just leaves her sitting in a trailer with a tornado about to come, knock everything down pretty much. That's what tornadoes do. And she's pissed, and this tornado comes through, picks up her trailer, transports her to the magical land of Oz. Well, once there, she meets a interesting cast of characters, including, of course, your teenage heartthrob, because we need Knox, the dreamboat, clearly, the dark, moody teenager, but it is the genre. So she ends up meeting different people in this country. She meets a munchkin, she meets one of the flying monkeys, and she quickly learns that Oz is not the thing that she thought it was. It's not the thing that she always watched on TV, Judy Garland, how happy she is, and the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow, and the Cowardly Lion, skipping down the yellow brick road. Well, Dorothy, as it turns out, is no longer that nice, lovely, cheerful Dorothy that we have known throughout our entire lives. I know I read the books when I was little, but they were definitely odder than the movie. But I've watched the movie a million times too. And it's a happy thing, right? This Dorothy, she takes advantage of her situation. She leaves Oz like she does at the end of the movie, but then she finds a way to come back, and she is a sorceress. She's not just a sorceress or a witch like they call her in the movie, and she's in the book, and she says, oh no, I'm not, because her house just fell on top of a witch. She didn't really do anything, it just landed there. Well, in this, Dorothy can access magic, and she doesn't necessarily use it for good. She uses it to enslave people. She begins to mine magic and suck all of the magic from Oz. She controls the munchkins. She controls the flying monkeys, which we know the Wicked Witch has always had. The Wicked Witch of the West had her flying monkeys. Well, in this case, because the flying monkeys are magic, Dorothy can control them. So we find out that these flying monkeys, the way that they escape, the ones that want to, the only way they can is to give away their magic by cutting off their own wings, basically, and becoming, instead of flying monkeys, just monkeys. So, it's really interesting just seeing these different resistance groups. Amy herself ends up taken into the Order of the Wicked, which is basically all of the Wicked Witches of, north, south, east, west, in the middle. We have Glinda's sister, Glamora, we've got Mombi, we've got Gert, and I am forgetting somebody, but regardless, they are Wicked Witches, and we quickly learn that the Wicked Witches, wicked does not necessarily mean wicked. Good equals wicked. Wicked equals good. Maybe. We never really know the power dichotomy. We never really know who is actually good and who is evil. We know that Dorothy is evil for sure, but then we never know that the good guys are actually good guys. We never learn that they are completely trustworthy. No one ever tells Amy. They take her in, she becomes part of the Order of the Wicked, and they tell her straight up they're not going to tell her everything. And so she trains because they give her a mission to kill Dorothy. I mean, the title of the book is literally Dorothy Must Die. They tell her she has to kill Dorothy, that it is her mission to kill Dorothy, because she is connected to Dorothy somehow. She has the power since she is also from Kansas. Amy is like, okay, because she doesn't really know. She's being drawn into a war that she really has no stakes in. And while she's lost friends already, she does lose friends pretty quickly, because this is a very cruel world that Danielle Paige has created. She feels for those friends that she has lost, and she feels for the things that she has seen, but she doesn't understand her stakes in the thing. So it's hard for her to pick loyalties, really. And she is loyal to the Order of the Wicked, but that's because it's the only thing that she can think of. So as the books progress, we go from seeing Amy and Dorothy Must Die learning to use this power she had. I've seen other reviewers say, like, oh my gosh, this book was so stupid because she learned to use her magic powers so quickly. It's unbelievable. Use your suspension of disbelief, people. It's magic. And in this world, magic is not, it's not like Harry Potter. We're not studying spells every day, you know, swish in, flick, aloha more, we're not doing that. It seems to be a thing that you feel, and so once she learns that she has it, she can use it, and I don't think she uses it quite as perfectly as those who teach her, because she doesn't really know what she's doing throughout the book, and she'll admit it. She just gets lucky a lot, or things go wrong, or, you know, she manages to make something happen, even though it's not the perfect thing. So don't let that it's one teeny little thing, just let it go. Because really, I did enjoy the book. She does learn magic very quickly. The Order of the Wicked sends her off as a spy into the Emerald Palace where Dorothy lives, to get close to Dorothy and find a way that she might assassinate her easily. And they tell her only that she has a friend in the palace. They don't tell her who that friend is, how she might contact them. We'll deal with that when we get there, is pretty much what they say. Just go. We don't want you to risk. So Amy is blind. Amy is blind in this book. We move to The Wicked Will Rise. She is still blind. We go to the Yellow Brick War, and she still never knows everything, and she learns little by little more about Oz. And the character of Ozma is supposed to be the princess, the fabled princess, but she soon learns that Ozma has a few screws loose. Dorothy did some magic a long time ago to try to control Ozma, and it went wrong. And instead of just controlling Ozma, Ozma's entire mind flew away. Like a monkey, I suppose we could say. So Ozma is a bit batty, but we know that she is the rightful queen, even though she kind of flits about the palace like, well, I'd say a 2-year-old. Yeah, pretty much. That's actually a fairly accurate description, with, like, the strange things that small children tell you that don't actually make any sense, but they're really excited about. That's about, like, the level of Ozma. So, I don't want to give anything away. I am horrible, but I will say it's a really good adventure. My real qualm with it is this book. The first book is 450 pages roughly. The other two are 200 and something. They're like 290 and 270, I think. And I could tell the first one moved the slowest for me. But the first one was also the book that, like, you had to learn the world and everything else, versus once we get to The Wicked Will Rise and Yellow Brick War, things go a little bit faster just because so much action is happening. I will tell you, you get to see all of your favorite characters from the movies, and a lot of them are kind of scary. The lion is terrifying. He sucks the courage out of people by looking at, like, he feeds on the courage. And he leaves back these, like, hollow shells of people. They have no ability, I guess, to stand up on their own anymore. So the lion, he sucks courage. the Scarecrow's brains are so advanced now that he experiments, but his experiments are horrible. He experiments on people and munchkins and monkeys and turns them into horrifying things. The Tin Man is kind of, well, an axe murderer. He's got an axe. I don't even know. But he commands these armies that the Scarecrow makes. The Tin Man also, coincidentally, is kind of in love with Dorothy, which she's just like, So that's also a different thing. The thing that caught me on this book, your mission: remove the Tin Woodman's heart, steal the Scarecrow's brain, take the Lion's courage, and then Dorothy must die. These are the things that Amy Gum has to do to essentially solve the problem that's the book. So again, like I said before, please don't go into this thinking it's a trilogy. At the end of this, there's no way it could possibly be a trilogy unless she's starting a companion series. I have no idea. I've read other reviewers online. They were just as surprised as I was that this was not a trilogy, because it kind of like, I don't know if you've ever read Cassandra Clare's The World Instruments. Let's just grab that for you. If you've ever read City of Bones or anything of the like, you know that these were also supposed to be a trilogy, and then they got really famous, and I think they decided to give Cassandra Clare some more money, and so she kept going. I think it's kind of like that. So I have no clue if there is actually another book, when it will be out. I know there are a lot of novellas that I have not read, so I encourage you to go check those out, because I'm sure they fill in some holes, and I've actually heard they're pretty good. But thank you for watching my video today. I will be simultaneously posting another book review on the book Scavenger on my blog, thescribblerexperiment.com, and you will find that link below in the descriptions. Thanks for watching. Again, this is Atlanta Geek Girls, and I'm Angela. Have a great day.